When you've been on a low-carb diet for 5 years, only to realize it's been 5 minutes. Carb jokes are fun.
This is the game of food.
This is the game of food.
We're helping real people get real results with delicious food. Real food. Live from Spencer's home studio, podcasting to the world. This is Game of Food. And here's your host, Spencer Frederick.
Okay, another disclaimer about this allergy thing. So I'm going to be nasally. I'm going to be like, doing that noise. I have allergies. I don't know what it is, but don't worry, guys. I finally scheduled an appointment with a health provider. Hopefully I can see a specialist on allergies because this is not a life that I want to live anymore. Nasal sneezing and eye itching. And it's in my house, too. It's not like a pollen thing. Like outside is actually better for me. So we'll get that figured out. But today we're talking about carbohydrates. I think it's an important topic. I think people don't understand carbohydrates. I think you try to avoid too many of them. And I really think things go a lot better and you live a more normal life if you can eat carbohydrates and make great progress and reach your goals. But first I want to tell you a story. I'm thinking of somebody from one of my gyms. I'm not going to say this person's name, but I'm just going to talk about their experience because I think it can be something that maybe you can relate to. Okay, the person I am thinking of, yo-yos. And they're not quite out of this yo-yo yet. They work really hard, so they are making some improvements. I'm sure their health is going the right direction. I'm sure their doctor is proud of them. But everybody, in my opinion, does eventually want to get to the body goal. They want to look a certain way. They want to fit into certain clothes, and I don't think that's vain. I told somebody recently that, I think we'll all have, confidence issues if we don't have the body we want, as long as humans have eyeballs. So if humans have eyeballs, we're going to, think about the way we look. And I don't think that'll end unless all humans go blind. Then maybe we won't care about the way we look. So we live in a world where we care about the way we look. And that is a reason people work out. Let's just be honest. We're humans. That is a part of it. Yes, we all want to get healthy. So this person that I'm thinking of probably has improved their health. Their doctor is proud of them, but they're still working really hard. They're still trying different things, and their weight is yo-yoing, and they've never reached that ultimate transformation. They've never been like leaner than ever before. And I'm going to first describe what this person has gone through. So this person grew up, and I'm pretty sure that they were involved in sports. They were competitive. They were always active. They were fairly social, and I think sometimes you can be so social that you're just very active on the weekends, or you're just always on the go, always moving around. And then as this person aged, shortly after college, they gained a lot of weight. And this person is motivated enough that they realized, hey, I need to do something, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to take action. So there are a percentage of people that don't take action. What's awesome is this person does take action. So this person, I think the first thing they tried was like outdoor running or like something like that on their own, very cardio based, and just try to like clean up the diet on their own. Didn't get very far, maybe got like that first 20, but this person needed to lose maybe 100, maybe 120. And then they realized that, hey, I need to try something else. This isn't going very well because I think they'd lose 20, gain 10, lose that 10 back, and then it was just kind of back and forth. So then they joined one of my gyms, and this person did very well. They came all the time. They did a great job of kind of setting the rule of like, hey, I have to be a workout person. And I remember telling that to this person. I'm not saying I changed this person's life, but I'm like, if you just give the gym and your workouts a chance, like you do it month after month, week after week, you just keep coming, eventually you will never want to miss. And that's what everybody wants to get to. I think everyone wants to be kind of a workout person. Like, hey, do you work out? Yes, I do. I think people want to say, yes, I do work out. And I think that person really connected with that when I said that to them. And they did become a workout person. So this person then lost, I think, like 60 to 80 pounds, and then kind of pushed to losing officially right around that 90 to 100 pounds. And it was like lost the 90 to 100 for like 3 days. and just started gaining it all back. And so gained a bunch of it back. Let's say, I don't know how much back, like 50 pounds. Still, this person was coming to the gym and doing a good job, and then tried like the next diet. And what I missed in telling you is they really did some extreme dieting to lose that first 90 to 100 pounds. And then gained 50 back, and then tried a different diet plan and just kind of yo-yo back and forth. And what I would like to help this person is the difference between carbohydrates. I would really like to help this person decide which carbohydrates to pick, because I totally understand where this person is coming from, and maybe you guys can too. It's hard to know what to eat unless you have the education and the experience like I do. It's hard to know what to eat. You listen to this guy, like me, he says, hey, eat carbs and eat plenty of them. You listen to the next guy and he says carbs are the devil. Don't you ever eat them. That's why you're gaining weight. And then you look at the difference in carbs. You have whole grains versus refined grains. You have complex carbs versus simple carbs. You have high glycemic versus low glycemic carbs. And I think it's important to understand the differences there, but it's just further confusion. It turns someone into a person that's afraid of grabbing food. Like, what do I eat? This guy says this is bad. This definition says this is bad. What am I supposed to eat? And that's where this person is stuck, is they try to clean it up, their nutrition, so much that they delete kind of the normal foods and they delete carbohydrates, and then they always come back to those foods and gain the weight back. Now, what happens is that it further reinforces that like carbs are bad or certain foods are bad, because they clean it up so much, they lose a bunch of weight, and then when they bring those foods back, then they gain it back, and it's like, see, those foods make me gain weight, but it's really not. And so I'm going to tell you what carbohydrates I eat. I'm going to tell you a very simple rule for picking carbohydrates if you do want to get leaner than ever, if you do want to lose the weight this year, and you want to keep a big chunk of the weight off for good. And it's this one simple rule that I follow for myself and I try to pass on to my clients. Pick carbohydrates that fill you up, that satisfy your hunger. It's called satiating carbs, but you don't need to know that term. Pick carbohydrates that fill you up and satisfy you. Don't pick carbohydrates that promote further food binging. So, Chips Ahoy cookie is a carbohydrate. If you listen to some of my other podcasts, I tell you, hey, it's okay to have a cookie once in a while, unless you binge on it. So if you have this carbohydrate, Chips Ahoy, for instance, I love them, and I go to have one, it is very likely going to turn into 3 or 6. I don't know if I've ever been able to eat only one Chips Ahoy, Chips Ahoy cookie. And it's because that's not a filling carbohydrate. I never feel full on stuff like that. Ice cream, cookies, some cakes are pretty darn good and they don't feel filling. I feel like I could just graze on it all day. Chocolate, I don't ever feel full on that stuff. And I know a lot of you are like that too. And so what I want you to do is, number one, don't think carbs are bad. I want you to pick the carbohydrates that fill you up. And that might be a little bit different for everybody, but we're all humans. So I think roughly most of these carbohydrates that I'm going to talk about that I eat will probably help keep you full as well. And these are the carbs that I think are really going to produce a lot of change for you. So here they are, carbohydrates that I eat. Oatmeal. And if I make like overnight oats, which isn't very often, but if I do make overnight